Okay, now I'm going to show you how to put tapes on your instrument, and this is very important to do for beginners because in the beginning we're not really sure where our fingers go, and this is just to train the muscles to develop muscle memory. And then once you get the hang of it, once you're able to hear and you memorize where your fingers go on the fingerboard, then you can take the tapes off. But for now, they're a great visual aid, and I think it's good for all beginners to start by putting tapes on the instrument. The three things you'll need besides your instrument is a pencil and a ruler with millimeter increments, and then some tape, and this is car pin striping tape. You can get it at any auto parts store, and I like this tape because it's thin. That way you can work towards more accurate placement with the thinner tape, and it's easy to take off and it's easy to put on. So you'll need some tape. I like white because it contrasts well with the fingerboard. Now I'm just going to take a pencil and mark where I'm going to put the tapes. And I have a ruler taped up against the side of the neck. You don't have to go to that extreme, but we're going to make sure that it's up against the nut. And the first mark is going to go at 34 millimeters. Okay, and the next mark will be at 63. And then 77. And the last mark is at 104. Okay, now we're ready to put the tapes on. And it's best to lay the violin on a table. That way you won't risk dropping it. And as you can see, I have the scroll facing me, and I'm actually going to, rest it up against myself so it can be more stationary. All right, so we'll start with the first tape. And it's too difficult to thread the tape in between the strings and the fingerboard. But if you start down here underneath the strings, right in between the bridge and the fingerboard, just grab either side. Okay, and now you can pull it in between. Okay, and I'm just going to slide it up to where I see the first tape, and I'm going to try to aim so that the tape straddles either side of the mark, and then I just have to really visually make sure that the tape is perpendicular to the fingerboard. Okay, so you don't want it at an angle, because then the notes will be out of tune on the different strings. Okay, and then I just wrap it underneath. Okay, second tape. And as I slide it, I'm actually kind of pulling up a little bit. Otherwise, you can get it stuck on the fingerboard as you're sliding. Okay, make sure it's straight across. And again, remember, these are visual aids. Ultimately, it can't be 100% correct because everyone's finger is going to be a little different shape and size. But this is an approximation of where your fingers will need to go when you're playing. And our last tape, this is the pinky tape. And if you make a mistake, you can just peel it off and cut yourself another piece. Okay, now we're ready.